Last week, a crude explosive detonated outside the U.S. Embassy in La Paz, Bolivia. 2 Marine Embassy guards were injured in the blast. 2 days later, a CIA asset in central Bolivia provided us with these images. Our analysts have identified the individual in the photo as DEA Special Agent Ricardo Ricky Sandoval, my friend. Sandoval had spent the last 6 years investigating the local cocaine industry. Our understanding is that Sandoval was the intended target of the bombing. What the embassy bomb did not accomplish was completed up close and personal. Sandoval was captured, tortured, and killed. Then his body was dumped. We have yet to recover it. Our target, the group responsible for the embassy bombing and the death of Special Agent Sandoval, is the drug trafficking organization commonly known as the Santa Blanca Cartel. Yesterday, they were just narcos. Today, they're narco-terrorists. Initially, the Bolivian government resisted the Mexican cartel. They formed Unidad, a Bolivian special forces unit. It didn't go as planned. Thousands of bodies later, politicians, police officers, and journalists have become an endangered species. The Bolivian government has imploded on itself. With no other options, the new president made a deal with Santa Blanca. You stop killing our people, we'll look the other way. Since then, Santa Blanca has turned Bolivia into the nexus of the South American drug trade. With their friends in Mexico, they also have a clear pipeline to the US and Canada. The only way to stop Santa Blanca for good is to completely dismantle them, piece by piece. The cartel is organized into 4 operations: production, smuggling, security, and influence. At the top of it all is El Jefe de los Jefes, boss of bosses, El Sueño.
The agent they murdered. You knew him?
He was a friend of mine.
Sorry for your loss.
I could say it comes with a job, but it doesn't get any easier.
No, it doesn't. Guess you've been down here a while?
I've been living as Karen Bowman, international aid worker, for just about 5 years. Means living rough, but as a cover, it gets me out and about.
At least it comes with a chopper.
How'd you get in country? I flew in business class from Manaus. Hey, I'm refreshed and ready for work, right? I just hitched rides from Barranco, Peru. How about you?
I got on board a bus in Jujuy, Argentina, and drank all the way to Villazon. Nobody wants to deal with a drunk on the bus.
That explains why you smell like ass.
I've heard rumors about you guys. I was a rookie field officer in Moscow when the coup went down. There was talk you were involved?
Nah, it must have been someone else. We were never there.
It's not every day you get to meet an urban legend in the flesh.
Huh, you should tell that to my kid. Maybe he'd listen when I tell him to take the trash out.
Is it hard being someone who doesn't officially exist?
You tell me, Karen Bowman, international aid worker.
What's going on, interwebs? This is Ghost Recon
Time to earn your
Wildlands.
Put on your game faces.
I tell you, I'm not too comfortable working with Pakatari and these rebels. Their kind of ideology always ends up with more bodies in the ground. What's your feeling on this op, Nomad?
End of the day, this is a revenge mission. We need to focus and get this done quick before we get stuck between local politics and the firestorm of cartel bullets. First objective, track down that Santa Blanca lieutenant so we can find Amaru.
Ooh-ah.
Okay, as I was saying, what's going on, interwebs? This is Ghost Recon Wildlands. The open beta started today. If you pre-downloaded it on Tuesday, you can play it today. I mean, you can still play it today. It's just you have to download it today if you didn't pre-download it Tuesday. I want to remain neutral with this because I was looking for other weapons because I wanted to use a sniper rifle, but I don't have it unlocked yet. I get one later in the video. I get an MSR. I wanted to remain neutral with this game because I got burned. Like a lot of people got burned with the Division. And honestly, at first glance, this game feels a lot like a South American version of the Division. Just take out the virus, take out the post-apocalyptic New York City, turn the Division agent into a covert ops special task force, and you've basically got Ghost Recon Wildlands. It's basically the Division minus the virus, but set in South America. Instead of a virus, you have to deal with a Mexican cartel. Because I got burned on the Division like a lot of people, I wanted to remain neutral just because this seemed a lot like the Division. But I have to say, from what I've played of it, it is actually genuinely fun. Here I decided to change the audio settings, but there's nothing for the radio, so I don't know if this music is actual real music. I guess I'll know if I get a copyright strike and or claim on this video. But I turn the music off, and then I turn it back on later. Music just does the in-game music. It doesn't silence the radio, and as you're walking through the favelas, you actually still hear the radio music, even though the music volume is off. So, just a little note to other people streaming this or recording this and putting it up on their YouTube pages. Be wary of the radios. I genuinely have fun with this game. Now, it is a Ubisoft game, so you have to take that into account. You can't create your character. I created my character. I'm crouching here because I thought this was a guy I had to sneak up on and interrogate. It's just some random dude in the fucking village. He's completely neutral.
¿Qué haces? Got any chisme about the cartel or the Sicarios?
Instances like this, however, when you have to choose what information you want from them, choose carefully, because what you choose is what you get. You can't get anything else besides the one you choose. Same thing for, like, laptops that you come across in the game. Anything to do with intel, you can only choose one thing to get intel on. I chose skill points. Skill points you need to buy skills, obviously, but what you also need are these things. Every skill has a resource linked to it. You need a certain amount of each resource to unlock the skill. So if it requires 1 skill point and like 50 medication resource, you need to have 50 medication resource. If you don't have the 50 medication resource and you have the skill point, you can't get it. You need both. You need the skill point and the resource. Which kind of sucks, but resources aren't really hard to come by. They're in every single outpost type thing, as far as I can tell. There are collectibles like this in the game. They just give backstory into what happened before you got there. Kind of like Intel and the Ghosts of the Past type shit that you could do in the Division. There are many things going on in the background of this game. As you'll see here in a minute, you can find missions for the local resistance, and completing these missions unlock local resistance skills. The one I completed, you can also hold up people in their vehicles for their vehicles. You can commandeer their vehicles. You can either pull out your gun and aim at them and they'll get out, or you can just Grand Theft Auto style stand in the middle of the fucking road, wait for a car to stop in front of you, then walk up and get in. I will say that every fucking game I've played lately, the get in and get out of vehicle button is Y. In this game, it is X.
Got eyes on a rebel radio. Let's fire it up.
So take that into account when you're under fire and you're driving straight into an enemy outpost. If you're pressing Y to get out of the car, you're just gonna get gunned down like James Caan at the end of Godfather. You're not. There's nothing going to happen. You have to press X. This is the rebel mission I was mentioning before. When you complete this, when I completed this, I unlocked the mortars, airstrike, or something like that. What this kind of reminds me of is, oddly enough, fuck, what's the name of that game? It's the fucking Mexican dude.
Are not as bad as they seem under the heel of the...
What the hell is the name of that game with the dude that...
We can take back our land.
Fuck.
Take back our freedoms.
The dude that has the grapple hook and he can grapple onto cars and shit. I forgot. Just Cause. There we go. It reminds me of Just Cause, because you can use the rebels for support and they can drop in shit in that game. It kind of reminds me of that. I fucked up here. Good cover, asshole. I used a cage as cover, but they came up behind me. I wasn't expecting it. You can customize your character. I believe I mentioned that before, but I didn't go into details. You can customize everything from the clothes you're wearing, the camouflage on your clothes, tattoos, facial accessories, like your glasses, your shirt, your pants, your shoes, your backpack, your patch on your backpack, your hair, your beard, scars, burn marks, etc.
Stronger in mind. Now is the time to rise up and strike back against our oppressors. Together, we can drive these false prophets out of our land.
I see the mic going off. I got my fan on because it's super fucking hot. What else?
Compañeros, all of our problems have a single source.
The game looks great, even on the Xbox, which is, I mean, you know, you don't expect, you expect games to look better on PC than the Xbox. As you can see, I unlocked the mortar strike, but this is Xbox, and it looks really, really good. This point in the video, like when you first start this game, they mentioned the Unidad, which is what the local government. This is like electronic resources here. The local government created a task force that, and here I'm looking at the skills. And right here, I'm wondering, like, why can't I unlock weapon skills? I can unlock the drone and stuff, and then that's when I realized it has a skill point requirement, but if you look to the right of it, you see that green icon, which is the resource needed, and there's the red number, meaning I don't have that amount of that resource. So you need both skill points and a resource to unlock the skill. And to upgrade it, I imagine. If it stands to reason. But the local task force that was created, the Unidad, are also against you. Do not go into it thinking that, oh hey, the local government's going to help me with my objectives. No. When you go into an area and you see like purple blobs, purple colored blobs on the minimap, like on mine right now, or you tag an enemy and he's purple, that's the Unidad. They will shoot on sight. As they're basically in the back pocket of the local cartel, so they're bad guys. Coming up this hill, I killed, I want to see at least 8 Unidad soldiers, but I wasn't recording at that point in time. So I started recording again when I found the sniper, because I thought everyone else was dead. But no, there was a sniper. I will say that, as I said, Unidad are the purple blobs. They're really hard to miss. They're giant purple, neon purple blobs on the minimap. That's the Unidad. Giant orangey red blobs on the minimap are the cartel. And greener, the local resistance, the rebels. At some point, I realized that the sniper's back is to me, and then I tried to run towards it and run up the stairs and melee him, but then he turned around, so I just went headshot.
Hostile down.
And then I realized, oh, he was a sniper. He has a sniper rifle. So I climbed the tower to take his rifle. When you swap weapons for some reason, you lose your gun. Like, whatever gun you're using, you would think you just throw it on the ground when you pick up the gun that you're trying to take.
Coca plant on it. That's kind of cool.
But no. Whatever gun you're holding and you're dropping to pick up another gun, like I'm dropping the one I'm holding to pick up the MSR, it just disappears. See, he didn't drop it. It just, like, disappeared into the ether. So I don't know if that's a glitch or if that's supposed to happen. It doesn't make much sense to me. But then again, this is the beta. Intel you gather, like I said, you can only choose one thing at a time. You get 3 options, but you can only choose one, and when you choose it, you gotta live with it. I think that there are enough intel locations scattered around the map that it doesn't matter which one you pick. You'll always be able to choose something you didn't pick earlier so that you can get all the intel, either from laptops or informants or interrogations. I hope, because if you can't, then that's kind of shitty. But I would imagine that there's a failsafe in place, that there's enough intel in each region that no matter what you choose, you'll end up eventually having unlocked all of it through intel. That about does it for this video, guys. I will do more videos on this as long as I possibly can with the beta, story related and otherwise. But until next time, interwebs, I'll see you in the next one. Later.